Speaking of shame,
Oh, no.
Here we
yeah,
go.
here we go for In the Dark.
Let's
Read,
get into the In the Dark,
lay it on us.
the series finale. Okay, this was like just at a base level, one of the most bizarre series finales I've ever watched. It was very introspective and very it was very spare. There wasn't a lot going on in it. It felt like an epilogue to what happened in the penultimate episode. But okay, so there's this character that I haven't talked about on the podcast because I hate him so much. The actor is great, that's why I hate this character. But this character Josh, who Murphy briefly dated in season 2, I think it was season 2, um he was like, and I think he investigated like insurance or something. Again, I have no idea what this man did because every time he's on screen I'm like, I can't deal with you right now. um but Murphy like ghosted him, and ever since he's kind of had this vendetta against her. He's wanted to bring her down, especially this season. He was just like so committed to like getting her in jail, to like to an embarrassing extent. Like the detective on the case that he was helping with was like, you need to go home and chill out. You're not helpful because all you want to do is put Murphy in jail. And he just didn't stop. He ended up being the reason that Max was shot, which I kind of missed because I was so angry about Max dying at all, that it took until watching the series that I realized that like Josh made the call that made their whole plan go sideways. Like he inserted himself in the middle of it and made it go horribly wrong, which resulted in Max being shot. Um, but he shows up to Max's funeral in the series finale, and obviously Murphy's like, what the hell are you doing here? Can you please leave me alone? And as she's delivering her eulogy about Max and how hard it's been for her, he's like laughing because he's like, I like outsmarted her. She's in pain. This is all he's wanted, was to see her like suffer. But as soon as Murphy's eulogy takes a turn for the revenge, and she's like, I'm gonna find whoever is responsible for this, because obviously she was like not happy with the man who actually pulled the trigger going to jail. She I guess she, just the way that she knows how these things have been going in her life, that there's somebody that put that in motion. So once she like says that to a whole church full of people, which is kind of awkward because the mood shift, she was just like so angry, which good for you, you deserve to be. He immediately like was like terrified because he was like, oh, I thought she was just gonna give up and go into the night. So Murphy eventually does find out that it was Josh who made the phone call, and she's like, not this guy again. Like, I need to get this guy out of here. So against the advice of Felix, she goes to Josh's place in the middle of the night with a knife, just a big, kitchen knife. And he had fled. He set up pillows in his bed to look like it was him, and she is just like so frustrated that she couldn't have just gotten it over with. But Felix shows up and he's like, what are you doing at his place? Why are you in the middle of the night trying to kill this man? He doesn't want his best friend to become a murderer. He wants her to like heal, and like he's like, this will not heal you. But she ends up just being like, I'm not giving up on this. I need to kill Josh. So they track him down at this cabin that he escaped to, and there's like a struggle, and Josh tries to get away, but they end up tying him up in the cabin. Guys, this was the weirdest series finale of my life. So Felix tries to tell Josh, be like, just like try to talk to her, just apologize, just please, I don't want her to kill you, I don't want her to be a murderer, just like, even if you don't mean it, just say it. So Josh does that, but Murphy's like, no, I see through this. So Felix is like, fine, if you're so dead set on this, I'm going to leave you here with your knife and your choices. It's up to you. I don't want to know. So Felix leaves, and she's there with Josh, a knife and pretzel. Poor guy. And Josh tries to get away, even though he's like tied up. He like hops out of her, I wanted to say line of vision, but she's blind, so she cannot see him. He's also, I forgot to say, visually impaired. He's not at the same level as Murphy, but he can't see it either as well. So he like tries to get away, but she catches him before he can get out the door, and she kills him. She stabs the man to death. She throws the knife down. She says, "Pretzel, let's go." She walks out of the cabin, goes to a convenience store, changes clothes, scrubs her hands out of the blood, puts her clothes in the dumpster. Felix picks her up, and they ride off into the sunrise together. That's the series finale. I was like, what? I was like, what do I take away from this? I don't know if I like it. I need to keep thinking on it, but I was like, I don't know if that's how I would have wanted this to end, for her to murder Josh. I can see, I don't want to try to be that person that rewrites like, this is how I would have done it, this is how I would have liked it. But there is kind of, I can see a path to Max still being alive, but Murphy wanting to get that revenge, and then having that like, okay, I don't need to kill him to like to feel like I've gotten even with this man. I don't know. I feel like there's another path here that they could have taken, but I will continue to sit with this and try to understand the meaning of Murphy killing him and then just driving off. Who knows if she'll be caught for this, because she left the murder weapon in the cabin with this dead man. So like, Murphy, can't help you, girl. But congrats to In the Dark for 4 interesting seasons.
Yeah. And
period. End of sentence. Never would have imagined. Did you think that was gonna be what happened?
no.
No.
I mean, like, once you said what he did, I was like, yeah, she's killing him. But other than that, I did not think that like her arch nemesis was the one who set everything up, and then it now falls to her to kill him and leave the knife there, and then right off to in the sunset with her friend. I'd prefer she'd ride off into the sunset with Max, but apparently the writers did not agree.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. No thoughts, head empty.
Another one for the list of divisive series finales we've had in recent years.
Yeah, I really truly, even as it was happening, I was like, oh, she's gonna like realize like, I'd rather you be alive and suffer with the consequences of your actions to deal with that, even though he doesn't really feel guilty, obviously. I thought she was going to make that choice for herself, but you know, she's made bad choices, so it's in character for her to make bad choices.
At least the series has ended, so you will not be watching the police coming to knock on her door to ask her some questions.
I was fully expecting, because they did a big pan out of the car driving, and I was like, are they gonna like throw in like the cops being behind them and then cut to black and that's the end? I thought that would have been hilarious, though. That would have been funny. But
it would
yeah,
have been.
She had I guess a happy ending. I don't know.
She had a revenge ending.
Yeah,
I think that's what she got.
Pretzel was the real hero of In the Dark. He stuck by her side through thick and thin. So that's my takeaway.
He was the best boy, which is why he got the award.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, what a journey.